Boker Tov. Good morning. We continue with the 50-minute daily dose of Torah. We're asking the question: where did the Egyptian magicians come up with water themselves to turn to blood if everything had turned to blood? So they shouldn't have any fresh water. So one answer is, well, the Torah goes on to tell you that by digging down, they were able to get water, and that's the water that the Egyptians drew upon, literally drew up and drew upon, to perform their magic to convert to blood themselves. So other mafarshim say, well, everything has to do with how long this plague goes on for. There is actually disagreement. Is it a quarter of a month, 7 days, quarter of a month, or is it actually even a longer period? It's hard to figure out exactly. It's the Chizkuni who offers this read. He says as follows: You know, this is only a momentary shock. The water was turned from water to blood, lefi sha'ah, very briefly. Umiyad meta daga. But what the implication was, even for a short amount of time, the fish, who are freshwater fish, couldn't survive even for the brief amount of time to get the oxygen from the water, and they all died. Miyad meta daga mechamar hadam. Ve'achar kachazar hayor lekadmuto. And afterwards, it all went back to the way it was. So what does it mean to say that the Egyptians couldn't drink water from the river? It was only for a few seconds. Not because the river was bloody. No. They didn't even actually ask to remove the plague. It's a very interesting read. It's only because of the fact that there were all these dead fish in the water. All right, so the proof of this is because the Egyptian magicians could turn water, followed up and did turn water to blood. Not that they went digging for it, as our explanation from before. Rather, they were able to take this water right here. It was blood. It was water. Briefly blood, back to water. Now they do a little trick themselves and turn it back. So what's the problem? So the water became putrid from all these dead animals that were in the water, and that was so horrible. So it took a while, like this, for a number of days, 7 days, for the water to clear. What an interesting way to look at it. But we're going to come back to one last reading of this discussion, which indeed presumes that it was a long-lasting plague or longer-lasting plague, and the role of the very first Jewish businessmen in Sefer Shemot. That will do, God willing, tomorrow. Have a great day.